Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Angels, Positivity and Love. Absolutely fantabulous guests the world over with incredible insights. They've been on a transformative journey of some sort. Usually they've found themselves and they're obviously still growing, expanding in life as they move on, but they've decided to give service to others. They're either healers, authors, experts, doctors, psychotherapists, combination thereof with our guest today. Um, and they're here to, again, help us find ourselves, find our own unique life path, and more. Today, coming to us from Santa Monica, California, um, Susann Taylor Shier, absolutely fantabulous. We've met a few times. She's got 4 books out. A fifth is coming September, an ebook. I've got the cover for you. It's Intuitive Magic, Practical Guidance to Awaken Your Soul's Gifts. And she's totally talented as an intuitive. She gives great workshops, retreats, and so on. She's been doing this an awfully long time. She was a psychotherapist in Colorado for, I think, 17 years. But if you said Akashic Records, soul mastery, accessing, guidance that way, angels, the universe, just cosmic knowing, that would be her. So, Susann, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Michael. Fabulous introduction and connection, and at all levels coming in. They are all coming in, aren't they? Whenever you're around, and I tell you, when I come into play with you, we just take off, don't we? It's great. Thank you.
We do. We were playing before the show, and I'm just excited to have you on. You're like, if there was a definition of a veteran who knows what they're doing, that's you. And
Yeah,
you keep it light, you keep it real, and you keep it real light. So
yeah.
you get a choice: door A or door B. You can share with us when you first knew the gifts were kicking in. Was it age 5, 15, middle of university? Did you push back and run for the hills? And then it caught up with you at age 30? Or do you want to talk to us more about one or two of those moments that were serendipity in life where something happened, you couldn't believe it? You still to this day look back fondly on it. It doesn't have to be a near death experience, but something, synchronicity, an angel showed up. Just it wasn't coincidence. And you've always looked back at it and just keep shaking your head decades later.
I'm going to do plan C somewhere in between.
Like it.
Because that would be me. So I've been on this boat in this lifetime for a long time, but I was not born psychic or intuitive. Growing up, I was numb and dumb. And I love saying that to people because so many people are like, well, I was not psychic growing up. How am I ever going to learn intuition? I'm like, well, I figured it out. So if I can, you can, right? But I am, I did start out when I left college. Well, was it before that? No, it was about college. After I'd done all of my human growing up and getting out, and I was a cheerleader in high school. It couldn't have been more classic than that because I am now what I call a divine cheerleader for everybody because that's part of my blueprint because I want everyone to be fulfilled, successful in the way that's real for them. So that's what opened up my soul actually was being a cheerleader for a football squad. Go figure. So don't judge how you start your healing journey, anybody, because you just never know. So that got me going after being numb and dumb and just like, what am I doing in life? So after college, it was the very end of college. I met somebody at a workshop, didn't have any idea why I was going there in a college setting. And he was part of a spiritual community because that obviously age tells me my age because it was in the 60s, 70s that all these spiritual communities were going on. So he had me come there. He said, you should come and see it. And I came and saw it. And as soon as I graduated college, I moved in. Now, it wasn't one of those Eastern hippie kind, but, I lived in Boulder, Colorado. So obviously I had some hippie to me and went to live in the community, but it was very worldwide organization. And part of what I loved about it was people came from all over the world to be part of this community. We talked earlier about Cape Town. I love Cape Town. I lived there for a year with one of the people that was part of the community. had people from Ghana, a young guy from Ghana who came. I have the best picture of him. He was 6'4" with my daughter who was 6 months, just this tall drink of water. What an experience to be able to see what a global citizen I felt like at that time. So I lived in that community. And then after that, I was in the community is when I went, oh, I got to learn how to do something for myself, don't I? And I was just drawn to do alchemical hypnotherapy class, a Akashic record deal thing, and a learning to do what I do now, which is learning about the other worlds that we've come from before coming here. That was like, wow, how did I know that that person was going to come to the community and teach me about that? Because that opened the door for what I've done for the last 30 years, was teaching people how to bridge their other worlds to this world so they can be one world. So that's a short story. Yeah.
I love it. And in the last 3 or 4 months out of 13 years here, that other world has been expanding. Not that it's ever going to stop, but it's been expanding a lot. The cosmos is suddenly like knocking, I think, on everyone's door saying, hello, the universe is far bigger than anybody understands. And if we said Pleiades, Sirius, Andromeda, Orion, and a few other places, it's even bigger than that. And
Way bigger.
that language has been popping in. I don't think 10 years ago, 8 years ago, I would have been necessarily prepared or ready to be able to handle it. But now I'm like, if angels exist and you can meet your loved ones, and Plato, Seneca, Einstein, Carl Jung, why not? These are all loving figures. You're not going to get harmed. It's whatever you'll allow for. Can you talk to us about either the global cosmic thing or daily? What are you allowing for?
We'll do both. So I hear you what you're saying about how things have expanded 30 years ago, because I tune into a person's Akashic records. 30 years ago, I was telling people that they were existing in parallel universes because people like you're existing there. You're not just in this world, you're in this world, but not of it. And I would say that, and they'd be like, okay, all right, okay, I'll think about that. That's part of why I wrote the first book in 2005, because people are like, tell me more. Now I say that to people, and they're like, well, yeah, I know that. I'm like, yes, this is so exciting. So that's been about 5 years now. Such a difference, because if people can own that somebody gets them from these larger parallel universal dimensions, which is really the field of creation and infinite possibilities and the capacity to be able to manifest. When I talk, if I were to say to you, well, you're an easy manifester, right, Michael? You'd go, yeah, manifestation is not a trick at all. It's just done, and my connection to those dimensions allows me to manifest anything I really choose to, right? That's just like second nature to you. And that's what someone from parallel universes is all about, is knowing that's possible. And of course, through The Secret and all of that, people started to awaken to that who weren't so aware of that. But we're all just sitting there going, yeah, of course, duh. Which is beautiful, because when you exist in those universes, and I help people to bring those universes here, because one of the biggest soul challenges is that wound of the only challenge is the challenge of separation. So bringing those dimensions here for a lot of people from those existences and other high level places, they've been cut off from those dimensions and being able to embody them. So they feel lost here. They feel like nobody sees and understands them here. And that just, it's not okay anymore, because that's where the gold is. So I'll say that, and I could talk about the other part, the day to day, but I just gave you a lot to chew on.
And it's fantastic. It's a really big topic. Can we still try to
Yeah.
take a couple more bites of the apple?
Yeah.
Would you say, can you talk to us, just humanity, each one of us has a soul. Each one of us has a unique background. It's, for many of us, not our first rodeo being on
Right.
planet Earth. A lot of folks have galactic backgrounds. They've got
Yep.
concurrent past lives. Can you tackle this again in some form or fashion? For example, a guest this year talked about how you might have overlapping past lives. that the soul would be like the arm, but the fingers, the splinter of the soul might be here, it might be there, and it might be there. So you're getting concurrent experiences, healing experiences as a Native American in the 1800s, while you're somehow in Europe overlapping as a a German, and blah blah blah. Can you try to tackle that a little bit more so we can? Brian Weiss kicked the door open on past lives, the whole regression, so did many
Yeah.
others. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. No, I believe that there are definitely people who are overlapping different realities. What they are designed to do is overlap the different realities of different universes and different experiences. But because they've been cut off from some of that, they overlap into different past lives, which can get a little cluttering in the mind, and it's like, whoa, I don't know, which life am I in right now? It can get confusing, which keeps you out of the present. It can also create overly empathic nature. People who are very empathic, and it becomes a handicap. It's because they're too open to these other dimensions that are going on here, because they've lost contact with the true dimensions they're designed to be connected to bring in what I'm going to call very simply different qualities of spirit. So every universe, you could say, has a quality of spirit that it's holding. You could see it like apples on a tree. You could see it as colors on the rainbow. When I take people on journeys to these worlds, guided meditation journeys, they often come up as different colors. They're obviously going to feel infinite, but these different dynamics allow us to connect to different qualities of spirit, which is really all we're wanting to create and manifest. One day you're like, I'd really like to feel more confident. Another day you might go, I'd really like to feel more beautiful. Another day you might say, I'd like to feel the essence of joy. And to be able to do that by tapping into these larger dimensions is a much cleaner way than going through all this past life. I've found past life, what's going on that's trying to get something to me, just go straight to the quality that it's trying to convey without all the death scenarios that came with our past lives that are so oi. Right?
When did you fully feel like you opened up to your gifts and you were able to help people so directly?
Let's see now. I would say I did a course. Well, when after the community, I moved to Boulder, and I had decided, Michael Newton, that was his name, would take people on regressions to other dimensions, other lives. That was it, other lives. And I was like, that's really cool, but all he's getting is information. I want to find out what those other dimensions hold. So I started taking people on journeys. I'm like, I want to find out. So I just said to some client, I said, let's go to a journey to where you came from, your home world. Let's go out there. And they did. And I was like, well, that's cool. And then I kept doing that and people loved it. So I'm like, that works. So it was, just sort of birthing the next level of all that wants to come in for us. And the homecoming piece is really, really, really important, because how many people don't feel fully at home here, right? Yeah, but it's because you're missing that home base of that feeling of love and community and all that is, that you're naturally in your blueprint designed to be part of, but you haven't been able to embody it. That's when it comes in, because I know we say it's all within us, but at one level, a lot of it isn't, because um, we've had soul challenges that have kept us from bringing it in. So we felt like, oh my God, I don't have it within me. I'm a loser, or what's wrong with me? Or people go out of their body all the time. And I say, well, that's a good thing, because really what you're doing is you're looking for what you're missing, and it's in a larger dimension. but I teach people how to bring it in so they go out of their body with a purpose and bring it in. And it's very fun.
The whole UFO, UAP disclosure discussions, is that really at the thinking level going on? It's all about the details. It's FOIA requests. It's super important for it to happen. People are always going to need to do what they need to do. But basically, in a way, how long first, do you mind naming the number of years you've been doing this, what you just described? How long have you been doing that? And then I'm going to get back to the UAP, UFO stuff.
Okay, 30 years.
Yeah. So in other words, this is a complete runaround end I don't know what the name expression is, end run around the entire topic, because you're just going direct to source, direct to experience, direct to other
Yeah,
places. And it's not that you wouldn't want to know what the final ticker tape result was of all
right.
running around for the next 10 years, 5 years, 30 years for who did what, crash retrieval, info, tech. But the bottom line is this is a bigger show in a way, and not trying to judge it. It's just, it's always been there. It's always available to anybody who wants to pay attention. Can you
Yes.
talk to us about that perspective and how it's just here and now and it's just more love?
Absolutely. It's all more love. It's all love. Oneness is love. Love is the fuel of creation. It's all love. And the higher level, yes, is oneness. But born of oneness in a vibration that we can hold is love. It's all love. Absolutely. And love is a power, a fuel, a place of being. You can hear it in my voice. It's peace. It's the foundation for everything. And yes, it's not only harmony and peace, but it is, the 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 okay, the badass nature of the universe coming through. It has to come through in potent ways. And that is the most loving way the universe can come through to us. But it's all love because it has to come through the heart. I know we talk a lot about the third eye, but really it has to come through the heart. That's where the sacred heart, that sanctuary behind the physical heart, holds that love always. It's a pure place. The physical heart holds our emotions and our breakups and all our stuff, and that's okay. But there's this beautiful, glistening gold space that always has a place of love within us. But we have to keep filling the tank of that love so that it overrides the emotional lack of love. Yeah.
Love's the fabric of the universe.
Yep.
Love is everywhere. Open your eyes to find love. That was Mary, Big Mary, who said that one. And here's
Yeah.
joy and harmony. You could almost say joy. Is joy just a little bit beyond love? I don't know how to say it the right way. Um,
It's the radiant expression of love.
yes. And so joy
And we,
is
we
very
want that
cosmic.
here. We
Yes.
can have a joy field here in more ways than we could as a soul there. It was a vibration there. Now it's an ever expanding experience through a physical capacity for love, which becomes joy. Yeah.
And
Whether it's a joke that's joyful or a child that's joyful or nature that's joyful, endless. Yeah.
and you can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. Can you talk to us about that's not a
Woo.
contradiction? That's just how
Yeah.
would you describe that? You can be happy now in this very moment without a single reason.
Yeah. Because that's the core of your existence, knows that. It bubbles with it. To me, enlightenment is being in love with life itself. And in any moment, we start with gratitude, but in any moment, you can find that place, whether it relates to, so I have this cup with a rooster on it that people love. You look at that rooster and you go, yeah, rooster brings joy. Done. Even if somebody just died in my field, right? There is the essence of joy available. And I will say that to people after I used the word breakup a minute ago. I have not been in a breakup recently, so it's not just about me. Um, when people have done a breakup, shifted a relationship, there's always this feeling of love left, right? Or who he took, she took who I am. It's like, no, you created every ounce of that relationship in co-creation with that person or that community of people, but you created the whole thing and you get to hold that in your heart forever if you choose to. Then you can always smile and go, I did that. That was love coming forward. Yes. And onward with that expression of it. But this is always held here. Yeah.
So if a person looks back at a time in their life, whether they were 15, 5 years old, college, high school, or just in their 20s or 30s, whenever it was smooth sailing, they were happy for whatever they think the reason was,
Right.
never lost a step, skipped a beat, missed anything. It's available here and now.
Yeah. Yeah. If we have to go to a memory to tap into that, great. Do it. Whatever it takes. See yourself, holding a balloon as a child for the first time and feeling as free as a bird. Do it. It's there. It's in your cellular DNA, Akashic record memory bank. Absolutely. It's all there. All there. Yeah.
Okay, let's tackle who you are at about 7 different levels. We're going to keep coming back to this question over and over again. The first one
Okay.
we have to do the normal way, a podcast show. Can you talk to us? You've got 4 books out. You've got a 5th coming out that's an ebook September 4th, I think. 17-year psychotherapist in Colorado, but craniosacral, I can never say it right, sacral work.
I understand.
Plus like 9, 10 other modalities, maybe more. Can you give us some broad brush paint strokes of that, the normal way we would answer it? But we are going to dive deeper later because I feel like I'm sitting with someone who could pretty much answer anything. And I'm dying to ask, like, where are you really from? And we're going to get to that. But we need to do the normal thing first so that people can ease into the cosmic pool.
Yeah, no, we
Ankles,
dove
bend their
in.
knees. Yeah.
I do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't cannonball into a pool typically, although I was in one earlier. I did jump to about my neck in the deep end. That was awesome.
Ooh.
Okay, so who are you just career-wise, normal way to answer on a podcast?
Ooh. I'm just enjoying life.
That was a great answer. And so that's the first one. We've just taken one Band-Aid off. Now, we're going to re-ask that question career-wise. Can you give us some more flavor? How did you focus so much on the soul? You're really good at this. Is it your unique life path? When did you know? How did you know? Was it a dream? Did you have a cosmic figure that you sat down lucid dream with and they were like, no, this is what you signed up to do. Here's the,
No, I didn't do anything the normal spiritual person way at all. I just gradually went, oh, that's next. Oh, that's next. Oh, that's next. Oh, okay. I didn't even know it was intuition at that point. Going, being a cheerleader. I didn't know that that was the way to open my soul. Going to the community. I didn't know that was my intuition. I was just like, oh, I'm doing that next. Oh, I'm doing this next. Time to leave. Oh, okay. That's what I'm going to do next. I just listened. I didn't know what I was listening to. And that's what I keep doing. I just keep listening. Do I know where it's coming from? I know you have massive amounts of incredible guides, and I just honor you for that. I have what I call a guidance collective. I just feel like there's just a bazillion beings that keep expanding. And it's like, oh, more, oh, okay. All right, you want me to? Okay, good. It's not even you want me to. That's separation. It's like, oh, all right, that's a good idea. Oh, that'll work for my copy from my newsletter. Oh, I don't do goals. It's in the year. It's just like, oh, what's the next step? Oh, okay. The intuition book will go out in September. Yeah, I'll do a workshop with that. Good idea. Okay, good. Done. Keeping it simple. And career-wise, it just keeps unfolding. And I'll know when I'm done when I'm done. And retreats started very magically. It was 13 years ago. Somebody who was an animal communicator friend said to me, they're doing a retreat where we're going to go to Costa Rica to see dolphins. What else? Did we ride on horseback? Yeah, I'm like, I'm going. Oh, seeing animals there. I'm like, I'm going. And then from that, I went, I want to do a retreat. And the people who were putting it on said, have you ever thought about doing retreats? I said, yeah, I have for a couple of years. I didn't know how to get started. They said, we'll help you get started. So I started doing, no, it was 8 years ago. I've done 13 retreats, something like that. Anyway, so it just births itself. And that's what I love. And that's what I would love to help people understand. Let it birth itself. It really is all there. Is it part of my destiny? I reckon it is, like since I've been doing this forever, I'd say it is. And do I feel like I'm a normal Joe? Yeah, pretty much. So do I love my work and love to go sailing about the same? Pretty much. Okay. Do I love the other things in my life, travel, all sorts of stuff? Pretty much. So it's a career, but it's not my life. It makes a huge difference in people's lives, but I get fed in all the ways I get fed. Does that answer it?
Absolutely. We're still going to
Yay.
90-degree tangent and then come back to this question still more.
Okay.
What was one of those moments in life where you said that just happened? Wow. Anything, serendipity, synchronicity, an angel showed up. It was this, it was that, it was a dream thing. And you probably had a bunch. Yes.
Yeah, I've had a whole bunch. I'd say my retreat experience, the synchronicity of that was pretty mind-blowing that I had been contemplating, doing retreats for a couple of years. I'm like, how do you, oh, yeah, oh, that would be so cool because I'm really good at holding a space and creating with a group of people. And I love doing that. And then they said, do you want to do retreats? We'll teach you. I was like, yeah. So that's that's the kind of synchronicity of things. Yeah. Yeah. And then, with the intuition book, I've been teaching classes for a while, just as a more current one. And people started asking me, I really want to get better at my intuition. I'm like, okay, I guess I need to write a book about it. And they hadn't been for a number of years. I'm like, okay, I guess that'll be a good one to get in writing.
And it's back to what you were saying, or at least intimating earlier. It's simpler than people think because this isn't about like more thinking. It's about less thinking, getting out of what you think you know or up here to get to here. Can you talk to us about the simplicity complexity thing? And I'll do it this way. Simplicity, I'm getting it right. I'm not going to mix this up. Simplicity, complexity, love, unlove, unconditionality, conditionality, timelessness, time, and there's one more: limits, no limits. And if I didn't say love, well, whatever, awareness, consciousness, connection to all there is. There's probably a couple more. There's two different flows, or there's trillions of flows on a piano scale. Handle it that way or handle it the first way.
That got complex. That got a little complex. What
Yeah.
came to me is, this is from my second book. Um, sim the simplest way is it's the hourglass. I love that figure. The more we receive, the more we have available to bring through here. When we're in complexity, we're here trying to make this fat. Okay, it's like someone said to me the other day, I really see myself doing a wellness center. I said, one step at a time, increase your expanded connection. The more you increase that connection, the more you will have available of support, love, you name it, to bring forward here. So start with the simple. What would be the first step to doing that? Oh, taking a Reiki class. I mean, they hadn't even done any of that yet, right? And it's like, yeah, start with what comes through, what quality of spirit is yours to bring forward instead of going, I've got this huge vision. What the heck? How do I? Blah, blah, blah. If you're all in the complexity of it, it means you haven't received enough that gives you the confidence that says, well, that'll be simple. Duh. And then things start coming to you. Yeah.
Seeing light on people, or auras, or the force, or feeling that, or
Yeah.
feeling the vibration on people. How did you do it? How were you doing it? How are you doing it today? How do you describe it?
I seem to do everything a little differently than the classic spiritual person. I don't see auras. I feel the energy on a person. I read their soul more. I feel their soul and their heart and sort of that inner depth of place in them. And um, yeah, I'll just put it that way. Yeah, as a starting point.
What card can you put on the table if we go back to who are you? Have you been given a little bit more about your background? You don't have to get into the details, but a detail would be really cool. Some sort of detail. If we were talking past lives, you've been exposed to your past lives. Yes?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is there one random one you wouldn't mind just mentioning for 30 seconds?
Sure. My favorite.
Okay.
Remember the movie Braveheart where he was drawn and quartered? Very significant. I wondered why I loved that movie so much and had to close my eyes. It's because I was drawn and quartered and I was left alone to die. They made me do it by myself. Nobody was around. I know, ouch, ouch. So it was very significant because knowing that has helped me when I have felt like I was going to be left alone to die. I'm like, oh, that's just a repeat of that. Or I don't feel this physical sense of being drawn and quartered, but I feel like I was, yeah, it hurt. So it's like, well, I got through that one, okay. Because like Braveheart, I said, my spirit will never die. You can chuck my body all you want, but my spirit's not going to die, which is what happened in the movie. He yelled freedom, and his story has lived on since then because his soul came forward and he didn't care that his body, his legend, his legacy, his destiny brought forward, and he changed everything for female kind from that moment forward. Anyway, yeah.
You're
Good one.
no, you're nailing everything here. You have a unique life path. So does everybody else. Do you help
Yep.
pull out the feather duster and help them rediscover what that path is? How do you describe all that?
I do exactly that. I will tell them, I will read into what their soul challenge is, their wound of separation at a soul level, which relates to their journey coming here from these other worlds that they came from. Everyone had developed their gifts and strengths and purposes in these other dimensions. On the way to planet Earth, they did some oopses and let some other influences in. And that's part of why we're so angry at this point in time. So many people are so angry at the fact that somebody is trying to be, have authoritative dictatorship. It goes back to their own soul challenge about that, and that somebody else is going to tell them how it's supposed to be on planet Earth. That all goes back to that kind of thing. We're repairing that whole blueprint, saying, no, no, it is not up to somebody else. I'm going to bring my unique soul path. So I help them clear that soul level challenge and get them reconnected to what they didn't bring in the first place. You can't blame it on somebody else. It's yours. You made the choice, contract, whatever it was. You brought it in. So, but the best way to do that is not to blame yourself and forgive, have to forgive all your enemies. It's like they did what they did, whatever. I'm going to get reconnected to love. And when I get reconnected to love and its incredible nature, it changes my whole paradigm and the paradigm that I radiate into the world.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's fun.
Very powerful what you're talking about. So love, 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 like Ben Stiller
Yeah.
said in The Heartbreak Kid, love, 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 love.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, you don't have time. I'll do the Mother Teresa quote. If you love people, you have no time to judge them, or if you judge people, you have
Yes.
no time to love them.
Yeah.
But you did touch on something. There's a lot of funky stuff going down. Human beings have been doing the human being thing for eons or thousands of years or whatever I'm supposed to say to finish that sentence. I'm shocked to see there's gambling going on in the casino if it's Casablanca, and yet meanwhile, the head gendarme's getting handed his winnings. If you ever saw that black and white with Humphrey Bogart,
I did not, but
gendarme
it
walks into the casino and
sounds
he
good.
says, "Yeah,
Sounds
I'm
good.
shocked to see there's gambling going on in the casino." And a waiter comes up and says, "Sir, your winnings." And he tucks it in. Then he says, "Now close this place down, arrest the usual suspects." So what I'm saying is today is Wild West for all sorts of censorship, control, this opinion, that opinion. It's a lot of thinking going on, and it all is like those sine waves that can cancel each other out. If you get past that and stick with love, you'll be okay. But can you give us a little more detail on the fray going on right now?
Sure.
It's an opportunity for growth for all of us.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a big topic, and this is putting us out on
No,
a
it's
bit of a limb.
great. It's great. I love talking about it. It's making it real. right? It's like so many people are afraid to talk about politics. It's not politics, it's our life. It's our life that we're talking about. It's not just this little area. And I'm not going to talk about politics per se, but the fray that's going on, it's all based in fear, all based in control. Why do we have to control? Because we feel out of control. Why do we get angry? Because we feel powerless, right? We don't have our power. Anger is the lower vibration of power. So there's a lot of anger going on, people trying to reclaim their power, right? A lot of fear going on because we're afraid that somebody else has our power. So it all comes back to that sovereignty of the power of love. So what's going on, what we can do in that regard is get back to the power of love that we are. One of the ways we do that is through what some would call the union of the masculine and feminine, okay? Within us, okay? But it's bigger than that. So imagine that you are love, but you're like, not so sure about all these people that are in the fray and crazy and all of that. It's because you don't have the vibration. The true vibration of the divine masculine is not provide, produce, protect. That's human. Provide, produce, protect. Love that men provide, produce, protect. But that's only the human part. Divine masculine is honor, respect, and hold sacred love. So when we, women, man, whatever gender, honor, respect, and hold sacred the love that we are and that means everything to us, then we have the opportunity to not be afraid of what they are going to do, what the crazies, the fray is going to happen. We have this vibration. We don't have to put up boundaries, which are actually shields of keeping everything away. We honor and respect this love that we are, and we vow to hold it sacred. And nothing can touch that, right? Can you feel the strength in that? It's not just, I'm love and I love everyone. It's, no, I honor love and I know everyone at their core is love. And I see that. Yeah.
And there's a quote I was looking for. I found it. In the end, love is what shows us life in different colors.
Ooh, yeah. Yep.
It was
Yep.
from a Netflix film about 6 years ago, but I forgot the Netflix film. And I was like, oh my God, wait, I got to write that down. Okay.
Yeah. Don't you love it? Yeah.
And
Those kind of quotes are everywhere. They're everywhere. Yeah.
there's
Truth is
maybe
everywhere.
3 or 4 things I've learned in 13 years. I tend to not know much, but I blame it on being vapid. I don't even know how to pronounce the word properly, or vacuous. I feel like I'm in Legally Blonde or whatever that movie was. Where you put your focus is where you put your focus. How you spend your energy is how you spend your energy. I love the reflexive nature of these sentences. Hard to take them down. Angels exist. Trust that it's so, and allow, ask, and receive. And there's probably more than that. Love, 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 love. Can you
Yeah.
talk to us about
You're doing it. You're absolutely doing it.
yeah, and talk to us about that concept of like, hey, this is way simpler than you think. It's just here. You've got the ability to listen. You've got the ability to feel. It's not about judging, reacting, resisting, rejecting, all that fear stuff, worry, guilt, shame. I mean, you're gonna feel what you feel. Don't judge. Let it go if you can.
I agree with all of that. I think what happens in spiritual communities is that we transfer our complexity of the drama of life into the drama of spirituality.
Mm.
I should think this, I should know this, I've listened to this, they say that, this is going on. I need to protect myself. No, I wait, and we make it very complex.
But wait, Susan, I'm level 362 spiritual training.
What's that
So
mean?
I don't know, but
I
I mean,
thought so.
there are also the organizational. I took this class. I'm certified. I'm this. I'm that.
Yeah, 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 exactly. I took a couple of trainings back 30 years ago. That's pretty much it. I let it come to me, you know? Yeah, my guidance collective are training me all the time. And certainly, like you, I get these quotes that are like, whoa, somebody mention Rudyard Kipling, a quote, if. It's brilliant. I can't quote it right now, it's long. If the world falls apart, you blah, blah, blah. It's just beautiful. I don't remember. I have a bad memory unless it's sitting right here. But it was like, oh my God, all these things have been written over the centuries that are divine truths. Let them be simple, especially now with the drama going on everywhere, where everyone's trying to find their peace or their place in the sun. Find your little place in the sun. Go lay out in the sun for a minute and go, this is my place in the sun. This is my destiny to be connected to the sun in this moment. And it feels good.
No
Yeah.
drama, just Rama. Okay, I've got a couple random quotes. We're going to do this later in the show. I've got 18 pages of random quotes, whether it's from angels, Mary, Gary Zukav, Herman Melville, Moby Dick, right? And others.
Yeah.
So you'll have a chance to see if any of them spontaneously combust in a beautiful way, and you provide more love, or you can react to the quotes in a little bit. But here are a few from when I bought my first ever home in 2007 in Austin, Texas. I'm in San Antonio now. I, for some reason, took a sheet of paper, framed it. It had all these incredible quotes that I've been carrying around 2007 from 1992 when I first moved to New York City. And I just had put them in a diary as a group of quotes that I can't explain why I collected them. And
Nice.
the expression non-duality, it took me 17 years to understand what it meant, even remotely. Here are a couple of those quotes. Don't hang on to your version of life too tightly. Right and wrong closes us down and makes our world smaller. What we reject out there, we reject in ourselves. To relate with others compassionately is a challenge. Really communicating to the heart and being there for someone else means not shutting down on that person, which means, first of all, not shutting down on ourselves. Can you take us somewhere with one or two or three of those quotes?
Wow. It's like being given a full meal and going, what? Okay. Say the third one.
Sure. To relate with others compassionately is a challenge. Really communicating to the heart and being there for someone else means not shutting down on that person, which means, first of all, not shutting down on ourselves.
Okay. Let me make that simpler. So before we encounter a person, make sure you're in your heart space. We have people coming at us all the time, right? Whether we pick up the phone or there's a text or an email or someone on the street at the coffee shop, whatever. It's like, okay, I am going to be in my heart, not in a human sense, but in a connected sense. And like you do so beautifully with the angels, you will bring in Joy or Charlotte or somebody to hold that sanctuary space in your heart with you. So it's bigger than you. It's what I call divine love, holding that in you, that I'm going to hold divine love, and then I will make contact with that person. Otherwise, I'm not helping anybody here, because I'll either be getting a text and being in reaction to it because I'm still looking for love and in that, or whatever. What are they going to throw at me? It's like, okay, I am this divine love and joy, and it takes some practice, right? And oh, this person wants to co-create with me in that, and it's like, oh, that's fascinating. No, no, thank you, or whatever it is. But to hold that first and practice doing that, because that will save your life, basically. Get you out of the weeds of drama.
Can we co-create on 3 quick items? Not that we're in a rush on anything, but one will be lighting sage, which we've done before multiple times, and it's a staple of the show. I'll blow sage to Santa Monica from Texas. Others, I just put my hand up. My highest intent, all Rama, no drama. Not my bill paying side. And same thing for you. And if the people at home do it, we're going to have angels buffering for decades to come for whoever watches the video. But they can feel what they feel, and it doesn't matter if it's 2030 and they're in Germany. They'll feel love, consciousness, universal light, whatever you want to call it. And then the third will be just a little bit of aura seeing out of Celestine prophecy this way, but in India, they do it this way. And another guest mentioned, hey, we were doing this before the Celestine prophecy thing. We were doing it this way in the 70s. So if you can see light a little bit, it'll be aura chakras, Hindu, the Kundalini Express thing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
First, I'll tell one dad joke, and then I'll do the palm thing next. The dad joke is, what's the only flower found on the human face?
Oh, I feel like I've heard that before. Shoot. The only flower. The sunflower. No.
Tulips.
Tulips. Yay.
But someone said iris, so that counts.
That's good. That's
And if
good.
you've got a comment, put it down now. Do emojis, say, I love Susan. Don't say I love Susan. Say, I love Susan and all her great advice. What will you allow for is the real crux or rub. If we skipped all the cosmic love talk and anything we've talked about, what are you just allowing for in life? That's kind of the mirror right there, the quick oil change dipstick thing to check. Yeah, it's a constant challenge, but there's no challenge. It's each moment is the opportunity for growth. Okay, sage, sage, sage. Just allow for a little bit of sage. Catch smoke. Taste it if you're hyper intuitive. It is what it is. But if anybody wants to get flowers, ocean, and then something mysteriously fun, ask for a memory from childhood to come in. Ask for a little bit of light around you. Why not? If there are no limits in life, maybe there are really no limits. You knew it at one point in your life. And then the rest of your adulting or ego or psyche or resisting kicked in. And we're shut tight like an oyster, what, every 2 years, every 10 years, 10 years at a pop? Who knows? I just eat the seafood. I don't, analyze it. Okay. You're getting the sage okay, Susan?
Yes.
Yay. Any flowers?
Oh, garden. Huge,
Gardenia?
massive garden of every kind of flower.
Yes.
The kind I dream of. I'm a floweraholic. Woohoo.
I didn't do it. We're going to blame angels, blame Canada, blame anybody you want, but have fun with it. Let go. No triota. Gonna put this down. Red-tailed hawk feather. Forgot to say that. I'm gonna just break all my structure. Do this. Okay. I'm gonna put my hand up. If you want to feel a little vibration, sparkle joy, ask joy to come in and make it extra. We're gonna blame angels for this as well. But if you want to put your hand up, I know you're probably feeling with all of you, but we're gonna do the old you probably don't need to put your hand up. But what are you feeling? What are you getting, Susan, in Santa Monica?
Oh, a vibration of pulsation that includes everybody and everything. It is here for us. It is here.
Nice. Bravo. One final thing. I've got a background like this, but blue sky is number one. I'm going to stand up, but you'll still get one more dad joke. I got to come up with a good one. No rabbits were harmed in this joke, but why did the rabbit fall down that well? He didn't see that well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just see a little stream of light. It'll be white, gold, green, yellow, one color, 10, clear, wispy. What do you see flowing between my fingers?
Ooh, a rainbow of light.
Oh, Susan, anybody seeing rainbow, hit pause, run out and buy a lotto ticket. Why not? So wide open, you. I'll throw in one bonus angel. Do you want Joy, Harmony, Charlotte, Min, or Archangel Michael?
Archangel Michael.
Okay. And maybe he can give you a topic. Get something private. Get a huge compliment. Just off the charts compliment. Huge. Like an airplane flying by with the banner over the beach.
A compliment to him or just a compliment?
Compliment from angels, from him. He's
Oh, okay. Receive a compliment.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And keep it to yourself. And then, yep. Just say got it when you got it.
Okay.
But if you want to share it, you could share it. And then get a topic that you know blindfolded. If you're riding a bike backwards, smoking a cigarette blindfolded, you could talk about this. He's got
it. Got it. Oh, what we talked about today. How the topic of being able to simply come home to yourself is the easiest thing there was ever created. Yeah.
Is it the same home that's referred to in like Zen, Joshu, Buddhist texts? Home is the heart, but they always talk about journeying home. Is it the same concept that you would find in the old texts from like Buddhism, Zen?
Yes, but as I say, the home is where our soul has spent way more time and lifetimes. And so when you go into an expanded field, you feel that there's this place that's just pure, free, love-filled. And it's like, I know that. I know that so completely. That's where I feel most at home, not planet Earth. So when we say home is in our heart, often the feeling is, well, my heart is all jammed with the fray of the human dimension. It's like, no, it's a larger dimension.
Mm.
So everyone can just take a moment to see a sun, a star, the aurora borealis, something of that nature, and bring that into your heart and feel what that lights up in your heart.
Incredible. Okay. So I've got to write everything down. If I don't write stuff down, I'm just
Yep.
where it's actually a total positive, because then I'm sort of like, it's like I got electrocuted and I'm just like,
Yep.
yeah, I've got about this much memory cell. So I was given a lot of past lives, and not that I did not show interest. I like Brian Weiss. I've got nothing against it. But I mean, at some point I noticed there was some overlap. That's how I asked that earlier question of how could you be here and here, and there has to be overlap. There's no way you're living like a 7-year life and you were in your 30s. It just doesn't work out. The math wasn't adding up. So I did get a little curious there. And I was given, for galactic backgrounds, Pleiadian, Andromedan. I always mix up Sirius and Orion, but not being Sirius here. Sirius, Andromedan, Pleiadian, mostly Pleiadian, and angels this March and on have been volunteering their backgrounds. Charlotte, Orion, just origin story stuff. Put it that way. My guardian angel, Min, Sirius. Joy is more cosmic, everywhere, like that quote of love is everywhere, open your eyes to find love.
Mm-hmm.
Harmony, I actually have not gotten the definition of, but like archangels they're like
Yeah.
light beings or beyond. They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
But there's an angel named Dale who said Andromeda, Penelope, Dromeda. Mac, don't call her Mackenzie, said Pleiades with some Orion. So, I mean, that's a lot to take in. Would you want to put a card on the table and just mention what a galactic background you might have? And that's it. Tell us a little bit more about that. But will you give us some flavor? Like if you're making a recipe, just cut up the cheese a little more, put the avocado in there, take us blow by blow. How did you even know any of this stuff?
Well, there was somebody who years and years ago said, wait a minute, where are we from? I want to channel that. Where are the most important places that we have come from? And so that's where it started. And then I expanded it from there. So some of the places you mentioned are absolutely places that we are from. And there are other places that most people haven't even heard of that I talk about.
Like Lyra, Arcturian backgrounds.
Hadar, which is part of Beta Centauri, Alpha Centauri. A lot of people are from the North Star, have spent time in the North Star. Now, many people like you, for instance, have been to all these places you're talking about. You will feel familiar with all of them because you've been there. You know, you are a universal traveler. Was that your home dimension, so to speak, the one place? No, you've been lots of different places, which is fantastic, right? Fantastic. So consequently, we put it together. I look up in the Akashic Records where are the places that are most significant to this Earth incarnation and other incarnations. Which world are you most related to that will help you bring in your gifts? Because as I said, you know, you, Michael, are from all these places, and it's like, which ones? Actually, for you, it's like, okay, Lyra comes in now, Andromeda comes in now. But most people, they just need a little more of an anchor of this place or a couple of places that they can really hold on to. Otherwise, they just get too scattered. But you're really good at holding a lot of different places and energies, for sure.
I'm enthusiasm. So take it with
Yeah.
a grain of salt. And if I passed over tomorrow and I was an orange bubble in the living room, perfect.
Yeah.
But let's get back to you on one thing. If you had to we're on a game show and you have to give a physical, direct answer, and you don't have to share anything you don't want to share. We're at a cocktail party. Everyone's already gotten all their galactic backgrounds. What's the 1, 2, 3 galactic backgrounds that jump to the forefront? I'm going to put up Archangel Michael and Charlotte for whatever reason, I'm just doing it. I would do this for anybody
Oh,
else.
there's a reason for that. The three I work with the most are parallel universes. Hadar, which is the planet of divine love. I know we talk about Venus, but Hadar is the planet of divine love. Alpha Centauri is divine masculine.
And those
And
two.
you've been to both of those places. So those three are the most, what I would call high level places that people come from, that come to Earth.
And I'm sorry, what was the third? I got Hadar, Alpha Centauri.
Parallel universes.
Okay. Got it. Parallel universes would be the third category.
The third one. Yeah. And those are the most, as I say, the most influential at this time. When we talk about kids these days, young adults, all of that, they're coming from these high places.
That was the next
Parallel
question.
universes, parallel universes. We call them autistic or blah, blah, blah. They're not. They're just high level kids that have something else to bring than what we've been doing as numb, dumb humans, right? In 3D. They have something extraordinary to bring. It just doesn't fit with the puzzle pieces of the way we think a child should be growing up.
So are humans super structured, yes or no? Overly structured, perhaps?
Yeah, overly, yes.
Room for
Yeah.
growth. Lots of room.
Yeah, it's that control fear thing. We feel out of control, so we got to create a structure. But once you connect to these larger dimensions of yourself, you don't have to have that structure because it holds you. That's what you want. You want to feel held, right? Who doesn't want to feel held by something larger? That's what I want people to feel. Held by something larger, knowing that they are the power of love. I want you to feel that, exist as that. Woo.
So
Yeah.
the poor kid who gets out of college is living in the basement and done 1,000 resumes and hasn't gotten a job. We could say that person has unlimited room for career growth and opportunity.
Yes.
In a way, mankind is like that, is it not? Ready for more awareness, a spiritual awakening, if you want to call it that. It's already been here. Can you describe to us how you view this whole influx of consciousness? But what I'm dying to get to I almost brought it up about a half an hour ago. This is totally not important what the details are, but what percentage of folks would you say are walking around from definitely somewhere else? Is it 80%, 50%? Or it depends on how you define somewhere else. But you see what I'm asking is, I think you're getting a lot of help from the outside.
Yeah, let me check in currently, because we've had a few births in the last 10 seconds.
Oh my God, you're the best. This is the best. Okay.
Okay. 63, 65%. Yep, yep. So we need to create space for that instead of going, oh my gosh, it's going to hell in a handbasket. That funny phrase. It's like, no, there's so much opening up. And we could say, well, we have to wait until those kids grow up. Oh no, it's an energy world. Oh yeah, right. They're sitting in a crib. Oh yeah, they're filled with an energy, right? That is accumulative. We have the wisdom, we have the consciousness, but they hold the energy of what is. And thank goodness we've done the heavy lifting that we have done to allow that energy to just float in. And, we were the ones that signed up to be catalysts. So heck, own it.
Do you think it would make a difference if people overnight could just start seeing auras or flows on other people without freaking out? But you could tell if someone was telling the truth or someone was being love. I hope that came out right.
Yeah,
but
no, I get it.
Flows and you're like, oh my God. I mean, I know we'd be like drooling on each other, be like, say that again. You just said the petunias are so pretty. Do it again. Do it again. Oh my God. I love it.
Yeah. I would just say really feel a person's energy. Feel what they're holding deeper than, how they look, right? Feel that and hold that and just honor that. Yeah, just honor. Wow. They're holding an energy of, wow, that is part of what they're bringing forward is that energy. And it's all unique, right? And
Now,
just go, instead of going, oh my gosh, who is that person? It's like, no, they hold that energy. I'm going to feel what that feels like. The envy, the jealousy, whatever, they're holding that energy.
Pretty much you just spin the twister wheel here. Anyone could get in touch with you if they're like, wait, what? The word spirituality, what? They could still get in touch with you if they had that drive, that inclinations. They knew something was up. They could get,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Absolutely. You don't have to try to understand all of this and make it complex that I'm talking about. I'm opening a door of energy right now, right? That's what we've been doing together, right? So I'm opening an energy of possibility of something so much larger than you've experienced. And if somebody's open, wanting to experience so much more of themselves, that's all you need. It's just to go, I have a longing. All it takes is a longing. All it takes is a longing. Yeah.
If someone was an Esther Hicks groupie, though, following her city to city, city to city, sort of like the Grateful Dead or Eckhart Tolle, I've been to 19 of these, and I've also gotten certified by this institute. I'm at level 82, and I've been level 70 for a while, but now I'm 82. And they're seasoned. They've got talent, but they're still thinking a certain way. They can also feel free to come to you. This is what it's all about. You just do something extra big, special, flowing love.
That's right.
And
That
do
is,
you unleash it, you unlock it, you help.
that's right. That's right. Rip the Band-Aid off. No.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
unlock
yeah,
it.
a veil, blindfold. Yeah.
Yeah, take the veil off, take the Band-Aid off. Just allow them to experience what they've been seeking all this time, and they're ready. They understand the principles, they understand, they've filled themselves up enough with, okay, it's safe for me to be living in a spiritual, larger context. Now I really want to feel that and experience that, and let that be my experience, and not just learn about it and know that I am a great creator and that, I need to put my attention on what I create. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna back up. I've been doing these interviews. I'm gonna say I've got about 160 in the books, maybe 224 booked into May of next year. So please comment, like, subscribe, share, and anything else that I skipped. Have fun. An emoji counts for helping other people see the show. Once in a while, I get a person who's talking unity consciousness and stuff like that. And it's also, it wouldn't matter what question you asked. It's almost like it's a constant answer. I mean, it's great. It's absolutely flowing. It's real and everything else. You're not doing that. I mean, in a way, you're talking love, but you're able to handle pretty much any question with an actual answer, so to speak. Can you talk to us
Yes.
the unity consciousness concept? Is there a threshold that if we get so into love or consciousness that it's harder to relate even in our answers to others? Do you see what I'm trying to ask? I've found this, their person is so smooth and so beautiful in how they talk, but it doesn't feel as practical and tactical anymore.
Well, we're not there. We're not there. At one level, yeah, you and I could just sit and talk about unifying, being in a unified field together. We are in a unified field together, but we're also living in this life. Enlightenment is being in love with life itself. My life, the life I get to contribute, the life I get to co-create with other people, the way I get to smell the flowers, the way I get to taste the food. Whoa, I came for this life experience, but full connection in life. I want both. I want this heaven and earth thing to be together. And I'm not trying to unify everything, which can be an escape from, I want to feel like life is, I want to draw people into there is a choice. And that choice is light, love, life. And it is vibrant on the planet because there are lots of us living it and happy doing it and not miserable spiritual people.
And we're not slamming the brakes on thinking because, first of all, thinking itself isn't going away. We're just pumping the brakes or a little bit,
Yeah,
decelerate
yeah,
a little bit, 5 miles an
yeah.
hour less speeding or the rat race going on. And we're talking literally, I'm going to quote Charlotte. She said 7% less thinking a day is the
Ah,
Olympic gold medal. That's it. She said it's
yeah,
not realistic to have it all go away. I mean, and there's probably a few people it has. But the point in this is flip that pancake. 7% less thinking just means 7% more heart.
right. And that's the
Gardening,
key.
reading poetry, petting your dog, walking your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The key is to remember when you want to, say meditate and get out of your head, you have to go somewhere. You can't just stop the head. You have to go, oh, I'm going to go into my heart instead. And I'm going to fill my heart so it's so full that I love going into my heart. It's
Remember,
not hard as a substitute for thinking because we got to have someplace else to go. right? And the heart will draw us to do the poetry. The heart will draw us to walk in nature, not just because I should, as a good spiritual being, go out and do something different.
Remember to remember, if you can remember to remember, when you remember. And I thought that was original, but it's not. I have nothing that's original. Well, I think I did have one statement the other day after 13 years. I was like, I know no one said that one before. But Songyal Rinpoche, because I used to say Rinpoche, I finally know how to say that correctly. Songyal Rinpoche said, remember to remember. I teach that for 35 years, doing a foreword in the Tibetan Book of Dying for someone else. Before I do lightning round with quotes from other people, like a game show, and to get your reaction to them, I've got 18 pages of quotes. We'll see what jumps out, from Winnie the Pooh to Herman Melville to Gary Zukav to Eckhart Tolle to angels to you name it. I'm out of breath. Talk to us about the September 4th book. What are the 3 things people can get out of your book when it becomes available? It's available for pre-order either tonight or tomorrow. Yes?
Yes. So when you do this podcast, it will be out and fully running, right?
Yep.
Yeehaw! It'll be up and running. Practical guidance. Okay. I have talked to so many people for years who are like, well, I can hear angels, I can talk for other people. I don't know how to get in touch with my intuition in a way that I know is real. Give me the tool so I know it's real. Know the difference between your intuitive voice and your mental voice. Know how to genuinely, perfect, Michael, genuinely connect with your guides in a way that works for the two of you co-creating together, so you know how that works. All right. And then also being able to make clear decisions. We all want that. We will all want faster choices. We all want to be practical and go, I'm going to listen to my intuition rather than spending 3 days trying to make a decision. Crazy making. So it's very practical how to have your intuitive guidance in your heart. Your best friend, as you know, Michael, it's your best friend, and it's the guidance we need at this time for sure. So that's at least 3 ways sort of spread together.
Okay, here come 3 random quotes.
Okay.
Karen Armstrong jumped in. If we want to create a viable, peaceful world, we've got to integrate compassion into the gritty realities of 21st century life. Kind of what we were talking about before.
It was absolutely true compassion. Your heart is compassionate because it's full. Yep.
And now a Joe Shu quote, Zen master from, I'm going to make it up, 700 AD. Okay. Searching or seeking, whatever you want to call it, searching causes one's income to be late.
To be late?
To be late. It's a very...
Oh, there's a fun one. That's new. Okay.
And can you talk to us about that? So seeking...
Sure. If you're
causes
searching for something, it's always beyond you. So it'll never be here. Yep. It'll always get to you late. Yep. Later than the now.
And Marcus Aurelius, we're really deep on these. I went to the very back where it's heavier. The world is mere change, and this life, opinion. Marcus Aurelius.
The world is mere, say it again.
The world is mere change.
Oh, okay.
And this life, opinion. Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, well, this dimension of life is mere opinion. Thank goodness it keeps changing, because you know the truth is there is no such thing as the truth, right?
It's love.
It's love. That's a never change. That's an ever changing factor and a non-changing factor, but it's a much higher level than the opinion. Continually changes. How we see it, how we experience it at this level continually changes, but it's a permanent vibration that activates change, doesn't it? Love activates change.
We should be doing infomercials. 4 people,
Okay.
the same workshop. And so it's a video of the 4 people who just did the same exercise. They're all connecting. They're fully loved. They're fully open. And then we see them go to the NFL when they get home, and they one puts on the Jets versus the Giants. One's rooting for the Jets. One's rooting for the Giants. They're playing each other, and you see complete opposite reactions. Like, I hate the Jets, I hate the Giants. You could put CNN and Fox on and have the same opposite. And so there's something beyond all the conflict, all the opinions, all the strife going on.
For sure.
Karl Hammerschlag has since passed over. This is 2 or 3 years ago. He used to hang out with Patch Adams, and he was originally a Yale doctor who thought he knew everything. He admits that in his Dancing Healers book. He's wonderful. He gets to an Indian reservation, Western approach, very structured. There's only one way, Western medicine. And he quickly has a medicine man take him under his wing and show him a broader world. Later, he becomes a psychoanalyst, basically doubles medical careers. So doctor and psychoanalyst, kind of ditched the medicine side. Everything he learned, he taught to others. But he said the following quote: "A true healer kindles the power already within another."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's what you do for me.
That's what I do for people. Yep. A catalyst and an inspiration and an uplifter. Yep.
I reached out to him when he was passing, and he had written me the nicest paragraph just saying, hey, you know, this is going on and all the rest. And now he's on the big escalator in the sky. So it was a super treat to just even hear from him that he took the time. But he has done a beautiful service with the Dancing Healers. You'll laugh in one chapter and cry in another. But he shares quite a bit in that. Okay, Mother Teresa said this in 2015. Compassion is like a deep breath for many.
Yes.
We're going this is awesome. So for many, maybe many are moving around so fast that the closest thing they'll get to pumping that decelerating the brake. Yeah, of course I said accelerating. The closest they'll get to slowing down a little bit is taking a breath during their
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Breathing, smiling, relaxing, laughing, dancing. A random do your chubby checker Elvis for no reason.
Whatever.
Whatever. Full stop. That's what the Zen masters talk about, is Crazy Ivan out, A Hunt for October. Some random to show you're not up here, you're down here.
Right.
To give you an example, the students always come running up to the Zen master to show they've already graduated the class. And so one comes running up and says to the teacher, "What is the white ox standing in the field?" And the teacher says, whack, with the cane on the head. They could get away with it back then. "You dumb ox, like move along, come back when you've got something." And the only thing I can relate that to is Peaceful Warrior, the gymnastics movie. There's a scene with Nick Nolte, Scott Mekowitz in it, where he's told to go sit on a car and come back when he's got something deep to share. And people check out that film. I'll give a more practical example from Joe Shu's Zen Master stuff. A student comes running up to the Zen master and says, "What about it when I seek to be Buddha?" And the teacher says, "What a tremendous waste of energy." And the student's quick enough to come back with this: "Well, what about it when I don't waste energy?" And the teacher said, "In that case, you are Buddha." So talk to us about how a lot of this is junk, a waste of energy. We're still going to do it. I'm wasting energy. Give me till 3 o'clock today. I'll be wasting as much energy as the next person. But there's something about when you're here, you're connected to all, you shine more, you sparkle, you're true to your inner purpose, your inner self, your authenticity, your flow. Talk to us about waste.
Well, you just said all of that very well. You just said it. You just answered it. And I am going to have to go.
Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to put up
I am so glad you just said it all. I couldn't say it better.
I'm going to put up one angel for you, Joy. What message do the angels have? Does she have as a reminder for us all?
The sky's the limit, and then some.
I love that. Well, Susann Taylor Shier, you are an absolute treat, a total delight. And oh my God, it's like talking to a Zen master, a blast from the past, except you're here. Yeah, you handled everything with grace, ease, and joy. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be with you. Pleasure's a stiff word. Let me change that. It's a joy to be with you. It's enlightening to be with you. It's just light-filled to be with you. Thank you for all you do. It's magnificent. And believe me, I from the times we've had together, it's opened up a bunch for me. So thank you. So I know it can open up a bunch for other people, because, you know, I'm not a spring chicken. So in this field, I don't mean it the other way. But thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, Susan, thank you very much for being on Angels, Positivity, and Love. I'd love for you to come back in 2025.
Okie doke. Done.
Take care.
Okay, you too, Michael.